Hello Aries, Aries Rising, and Aries Moon people. As you can see, I have moved to another spot of the office, and I'm hoping to find a place that's going to be a bit less echoey. So I apologize, and I thank everyone for being so cool about the echo situation. And also, I'm over in the sitting area, so this may motivate the presence of cats to come back into the videos, which is also fantastic. And a quick reminder for everybody, remember I do have a special going on, end of the year sale. $65 gift certificates are now marked down to $50. If you want to take advantage of that, you should do that at my website, integrativemysticism.com. It's the same place you would go to get a session with me. So, what is going on with your astrology this week anyway? Well, on Wednesday, we've got Venus, planet of love, harmony, affection, and attraction, in Sagittarius, in your 9th house of higher education, government, legal proceedings, travel, as well as academia, forming a lovely trine to Uranus, currently in your sign. And there could actually be a very interesting turn of events where Uranus and Venus come together to break a rule in your favor in one of these areas. If you've been encountering some kind of roadblock, maybe you've been trying to, maybe get some travel plans going. Yes, it's Mercury retrograde, but we may be trying to get some travel plans underway. Maybe we were trying to connect with a lover or a long-distance partner and we haven't been able to connect there. If we're trying to maybe get some kind of favor, get something appealed, repealed, whatever you're trying to do, this is a wonderful opportunity for a lot of you, because remember, Uranus, even when he's retrograde, like right now, is working on trying to break unnecessary rules that are sort of impeding your life, whether it's red tape, whether it's, family rules, social rules, whatever. And Venus is saying a rule's going to be broken in your favor middle of the week. On Thursday, we've got a very interesting setup. We've got the Sun conjunct Capricorn, conjunct Saturn in Capricorn, just as Saturn moves into Capricorn. So we've got the Sun connecting to Saturn as it moves into your 10th house of career. And with the Sun connecting to Saturn in Capricorn, in that 10th house of career, there is going to be some kind of new road paved. Sometimes we can see options narrow, we can sometimes see restrictions come from this kind of aspect, but what's happening is we're also paving a road. So it's a narrow road, but it's being paved towards, again, increasing upward mobility for you at the office. This may put you in a place where you are more visible to more influential figures over the next couple of weeks, maybe even making you more visible to authority figures. It's putting you on their radar. Now this could be a very good thing, especially if you want to get noticed for any kind of big trends or big offers coming around the bend. However, if you're trying to stay off the radar, this might be a bit stressful, so you might want to, again, double check your tracks or the tracks you leave if that's what you're trying to do instead. Okay? So what is going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Unicorn in the Madame Medora Fortune card deck. And if you haven't noticed, this deck is kind of interesting because it's like really, really light or really, really dark. It's always one or the other. And with this card, the prompt reads good fortune and friendship. And this is going to be a week where a lot of you Aries people are put on notice to sort of understand the virtues of positive reinforcement when you are actually getting what you want from people. Of course, positive reinforcement is always a good thing, but when it comes to handling your friends, your contacts, and things like that, it's talking about knowing when to give back sooner than you planned. Okay, if people are going out of their way for you, if people have recently gone out of their way, pulled off some miracles, for you, this is definitely a week where, again, that gratitude needs to be sort of, we need to pay that back in kind. Because the Unicorn is talking about setting up stronger friendships and stronger alliances with one another, getting into a place where, we're trying to merge so that one person's good fortune is always the other person's good fortune, and so on and so forth. So with the Unicorn, when we talk about positive reinforcement, this can also be an important thing to learn when we're trying to help people change their behavior or to improve the connection or relationship that we have. Sometimes we forget to do positive reinforcement because we feel like you shouldn't need it, right? Well, if a person is going out of their way to change maybe a bad habit or something that's sort of habitually instilled in their character, that's not necessarily a place where I would apply it. I would definitely say, again, sort of showing a person how good it could be, does mean we need to bring some positive reinforcement into that, okay? So this is definitely a good week. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of people finally coming around to your way of thinking. Just make sure to, again, reinforce it with, again, positive reinforcement. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we've got the Page of Wands reversed. This card is kind of interesting because this does indicate that there may be something coming up this week when it comes to either a work development, maybe something that you've heard about a company you're applying to. Maybe this is something about maybe a financial deal you're about to be a part of. The Page of Wands reverse is saying, you know, you're going to be finding a better, I guess you could say a better plan. You're going to be finding something better, something more attractive, and something probably more meaningful and reasonable. And the Page of Wands reverse is saying, how do we get out of the place that we've accidentally kind of stumbled into so we can go to that better thing? And sometimes with this card, though, we've got to make sure that we don't burn any bridges in order to make that departure. Some of us may decide we want to, you know, can an interview process. Okay. Some of us may decide we want to back out of a financial deal. We may want to back out of a project or an assignment we originally volunteered for because, again, the Page of Wands reversed is saying something better is showing up. But be careful about how you do it, because while you are getting a good thing, while you are getting the improvement here, remember that we don't want to burn bridges or make anyone feel abandoned or flaked on because of how we make our departure, okay? So it can be good, just make sure that we don't have a negative consequence for how quickly or perhaps how, maybe how disorganized our way of getting out of what we're already obliged to can do to us, okay? So all in all, not so bad, just again making sure that we're, you know, staying considerate and, you know, open in our narrative with others. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we do have the Four of Pentacles upright. This week we may be noticing that there's a friend or a relative who's suddenly deciding to clam up a little bit. The Four of Pentacles could indicate somebody giving you the cold shoulder, or possibly giving everyone the cold shoulder. You know, and usually with the Four of Pentacles, it's important to pay attention to the fact that it's probably not personal. You know, it's really not just you. It is pretty much everybody. You know, you may be finding out that it's like your brother, your cousin, whatever. It's like, why don't we hang out anymore? Why don't we talk anymore? Oh, I just talked to your BFF. You've cut him off too. And I talked to your girlfriend and she says you're acting weird. And with the Four of Pentacles, what can usually happen is that a person is sort of shutting down or shutting out, either because they are trying to conceal something that they're trying to solve on their own, or they're trying to hide from something they are not going to take the initiative to solve right now. And, you know, with the Four of Pentacles, this can be a sign that, you know, we can't really beat this down right now. If we try to beat down this door, they're just going to board it up. But I would say that with the Four of Pentacles, it may be wise to kind of pay attention to what is going on, why this person is cutting everyone out. This may actually be something completely trivial that they've blown out of proportion. And again, it's almost like they're making things worse by doing it, by making this choice, okay? So if you have a friend or relative doing that, try and be the voice of reason, but try not to do it in a way that, again, is too much negative reinforcement. It doesn't look like people are responding very well to that right now, even if it's for the right reasons. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Ten of Pentacles upright. You are sitting pretty this week, okay? The Ten of Pentacles is one of the cards I look at with the challenge that says we don't really have a lot of big pervasive issues this week, okay? A lot of you Aries people are actually doing just fine. But the Ten of Pentacles, if there is a challenge, is basically saying fortifying your surroundings, fortifying your good fortune, and again, reinforcing that goodness around you. Because, you know, sometimes we do need a reminder not to piss something away. We've got to get a reminder not to take something for granted, and we've also got to know when, you know, we have to hem our fences and things like that to protect the good that's on the inside. And the Ten of Pentacles is saying that's just a course of action we need to take to make sure the good lasts the test of time. So really, again, there's no big challenge going on here, but again, maybe again, containing that good fortune for yourself may also be something that we need to do, because sometimes, again, if we don't hem our fences, you know, a fox could get in the hen house, and we don't need that. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the High Priestess reversed. And this card can indicate a need to pay attention to when ideas are getting put in our head by somebody else, a third party. And this doesn't look like necessarily a romantic partner who is putting in these thoughts, putting in these ideas. Alright, this could be somebody else. With the High Priestess reversed, we tend to see a friend or, again, a confidant, somebody on the outside of the situation, kind of pretending, you know, she's the expert when she's not, or somebody deciding that they are, you know, going to, again, try and create, you know, plant some seeds where they don't need to be planted. And this could have to do with, you know, you finding out that maybe you have a crush on somebody, and somebody, an associate of yours, maybe they don't approve of it, maybe they don't like that other person, maybe they just don't like the idea of the two of you being together. And the High Priestess reverse can say, be careful about, you know, when you're doing your research and you're doing your sleuth stuff on this new person, that you don't take her too dang seriously, because again, it may contaminate the situation. And for those of you who are currently coupled, the High Priestess reverse could be indicating somebody, you know, planting ideas in the couple themselves, you know, somebody projecting their own narrative onto your relationship. This could indicate, you know, maybe a person, maybe they're unhappy in their relationship, you know, she's unhappy in her relationship, she's unhappy in her marriage, and she kind of wants to pull another one down with her. Be mindful, again, not to let the seeds get planted grow, okay? So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.